I know if you're joining us back, I do apologise for the brief intermission period there. It seems the internet decided now was a good time to cut out. I'm just getting the stream, the most recent stream, back into the Discord, and then we can get back to it. Oh, I swear I joined that invite. Alright, anyway, come on, speed up, speed up. Join session.
Well, I'll try and commentate on what's going on. So Vardy is just starting a lap now, and he's got Crozer just behind him, but Mitch is currently on provisional pole. The 1:16.1 on the medium tyres. And I think those, as I said before the stream went up, I think those on medium tyres for qualifying haven't seen the race weather yet, because it would be a strange decision to qualify mediums for a wet race.
Yeah, it certainly would, certainly would.
Unless it starts out dry and then gets wet, but I'm not sure.
We'll have to wait and see. Normally we've got Rick as our weatherman, but since he has not been in the Tier 2 Championship for the last couple of races, we're down a weatherman. But it's okay. Pommy Alex, resident Australian, is of course filling us in.
Championship leader currently on a lap, Bumblebee, with his rival just behind him on track, so they're both on laps right now.
Right, then let's see as he makes his way through the Villeneuve chicane and down to Tosa. We'll watch them as they both set their laps. It's the fastest Sector 1 for Bumblebee at the moment, as he's coming down into Sector 2 now. Up to Piratella through that fast left-hand corner. Keeping it clean through there, down all the way to the Aqua Minerale. Very tricky exit, that corner, very easy to spin it, as we saw Kieran Teat do on Tier 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Even the best can lose it there, and Bumblebee now coming to the last couple of corners. It's been a pretty clean lap. Oh, apart from there, he nearly invalidated that. That was very close. What's the time going to be? 16.2. He goes third, and then Madman crosses the line just afterwards and goes top, 15.2. That is a lap record by some distance.
That is quite the lap for Madman. He's not messing about tonight. He has got the gloves well and truly off, and with a wet race on the way, this could be quite the penultimate round of the championship. Perhaps we could see that gap close from 11 points today.
We could indeed. Our Mitch also, as well, is out on the soft tyres after setting his first lap on the mediums. So, but he still does need to find 9/10 to beat Madman. So, yeah, Madman in a commanding position after a great opening lap.
Certainly so. Vardy into the pits then. He managed to invalidate that lap that he was on. Harry Bix on an out lap. Hopefully, two McLarens hoping to end the misery as they come into the final two rounds of the championship. As those of you who have been following Tier 2 from the beginning may know that this season McLaren have had probably the worst season in APPF1's run of championships, as they've only managed to score points twice. Or was it once?
Twice. It was twice.
Yeah.
Harry Bix both times, but KTFO, he's been in 7 races and crashed out of all of them. So we are praying for him to get some points before the end of this championship.
Oh, there goes QB into the wall. That is a big spin. The funny part about it is the Monkey Mafia posted a bunch of banana emojis in the chat just now, and he must have left a few out on the chat on the track after his lap. So QB will be ruining the day. He ran into that banana on circuit. Pommy Alex up in the P2 at the moment. I've only just noticed. With a 1:15.9, very respectable time. Nowhere near the likes of Ollie Oliver, but...
Oh, Mitch. There we go, 15.1.
Oh. The two Mercedes really going in, and LB going into the 1:15.6. So the driver's finding the 1:15s at the moment. Let me get some detail up for everyone. Let's see what tyres people are on. That would be helpful. As LB begins his cool-down lap. Let's have a look, see what's going on. Is that Harry Bix about to start a lap or complete a lap? Harry Bix, no, that was his teammate that's just finished a lap. VK goes P2 as Harry Bix is now coming through Vavazza. Let's see if he can join his teammate up at the front there. Let's see what time this is. It's looking fast. It's a 1:15.2. McLaren's really coming out strong here at Imola with 1:15.208 and a 1:15.215. Only 7 thousandths separating the two teammates.
Yeah, almost identical laps from the two of them. But that does push Madman down to 4th, so he's going to have to go out again and try and set a better lap.
Sure is.
Also, championship leader Bumblebee is all the way down in P8, so he's going to need a better effort if he wants to challenge Madman today. Although we have seen Bumblebee's race pace is usually better than his qualifying pace. So, although we don't know in the wet, so we haven't seen any of them in a wet race yet, really.
No, this will be the first fully wet race in Tier 2. Which is going to be very interesting indeed.
Very exciting prospect for sure. I think Harry Bix is on another lap. I think he's done 2 laps in a row, so here he comes to... Oh, he's locked up though, and that's not going to serve him well at all.
Really going to cost him. You can see the time has already dropped off as he just peels into the pit lane there. That lock-up really cost him some time there. Let's have a look, see who else is out. That's Tinos, he's starting a lap. He'll be looking to try and get himself further up the order. Is that Ollie Oliver? Yes, it is. He's coming out for his second lap of the evening. Who else have we got out? Is that Crozer out? It is Crozer out. We did try and figure out how to pronounce his name properly, but we had to agree on pronouncing it the way we have been. As the real pronunciation is very, very complicated.
He would have us believe that it's OVS, which I think was... I'm not sure that's quite right.
TTV Max on an outlap as well. I'm trying to find some action for you. Let's run on board with Tinos, as we've not seen much action from him. The debutant, of course, found himself up on the podium back in Russia 2 races ago. And has been going very strong since, so he's got a promising season 3 ahead of him if he continues to stay with us going into season 3 after the new year.
Agreed. I really hope he does stay with us because he is a promising driver. He's quite consistent and keeps it together. So here he comes across the line. What's it going to be? I think it's in the 15.
A good time. Yeah, it's a 15.8. So the track getting faster. But the trouble is, all the drivers faster is... Ollie Oliver goes into the 14s.
Ho ho!
That's an insanely quick lap from the Haas driver.
That is astonishing from Madman Ollie Oliver.
What a lap! How about Krauser? Can Krauser even get close to that? Let's have a look. He's coming across the line now. No, that's nothing from Krauser there. What a lap!
He did say he's done 14 zeros in time trial, so yeah, I did think that he would be the man to beat today. But with a wet race, anything can happen.
Certainly so. TTV Max has invalidated his lap time. Pommy Alex is out on the track as well. Mitch on an out lap as well. He's navigating the traffic, is Pommy. Trying to find somebody on a lap so that we can watch them come around. I think Tinos... No, he's on an in lap for sure. He's definitely on in lap coming down, I think.
Looks like the championship leader... Oh, here he comes. The championship leader out of the pits to set one more lap before the end of this session, just in front of the McLaren there. So,
Mitch is out of qualifying.
Retires. Where's that?
He's just before turn 2.
Wow.
Be right on board with Bumblebee. We might just see. There he is. It looks like he lost the car and has put
Yeah.
it into the inside wall there. That is a shame. As his teammates also out. The
Oh,
other Mercedes is out of the session as well. Pommy Alex.
that's a shame for him.
The Monkey Mafia really leaving those bananas out on circuit today. A debutant in Tier 2. This will be his first race. I believe he joined us at the community today. Or it might have been yesterday, but good luck to Monkey Man, or Monkey Mafia, even.
Yeah, Madman's pace is very, very good around here, and he's really shown it there. He's still, you know what, Sumo? I don't think he'll even be happy with that because he's 8/10 off his time trial lap. So, but
Yeah.
if I were him, I would just say, look, I got on pole with a pretty stonking lap, so well done to him. I don't think anyone's going to beat that unless the championship leader can pull out something truly special here as he comes around to start a lap.
Let's see what Monkey Mafia can do. He's coming up across the line now. It's only a 16.2. It's going to put him P8 for now, but with drivers out on laps, he's got a little while. How long does it say he's left of the session, Ghost?
2 seconds.
Wow, it says it's 7 minutes and 33 for me.
Yeah, the session has just finished, so anyone coming across the line now, that is going to be it for them, as one wing goes into P11.
Who have we got coming across? Is that RJ coming across the lap? Yes, he goes P8. Harry Bix goes 14.5.
Oh my
The
word.
lap times are just falling down for these drivers out here. This is certainly
VK is
turning.
retired.
Ooh, VK out of the session. Does not bode well for the race. I think his car's actually still going. I just think he's retired as he might not have made the line.
Bumblebee is on a lap, but he did get caught up in some traffic. There was an Alpine in front of him as he came through Sector 2. So I don't know if that will have cost him a huge amount of time, but here he comes. Can he pull something special out of the bag here? Comes to the final 2 corners, a little bit wide out of that one. That one was better. What's it going to be? I think it's going to be in the 15s, but how high? 16.000. So Bumblebee, championship leader, stays P9 with his championship rival all the way up on the front row.
Well, not much improvement from the championship leader then, so that's going to be quite big for the championship, especially if the information of a wet race to come does hold out true. And I think that's going to be it for qualifying, as Bumblebee was the last to come across the line, I believe. So that is your grid. And some insane lap times from Harry Bix and Madman Ollie Oliver there. Well done.
Yeah.
I can't even get... I'm struggling to get into the 15s, let alone get into the 14s around this circuit.
Yeah, they've really put some laps in there, but Madman Ollie Oliver delivering where it counts. He's seen his championship rival further down the grid, and hopefully he's seen that it's a wet race. And yeah, that's my only worry with those really fast lap times. Do they have dry setups on, and are they going to struggle?
That's it. I mean, you can set a fast lap in qualifying, but it means naught if you can't translate that to a race, and even in time trial as well. Time trial pace isn't exactly the most telling of things, but anyway, Harry Bix and Madman Ollie Oliver make up the front row there with some astonishing lap times that we've seen here in Tier 2 today. Mitch making up the rest of the top 3, VK and LB making up the top 5, Pommy Alex, Tinoz, RJ, Bumblebee and Monkey Mafia make up the top 10, Krauser, One Ring, Hartman, Vardy, TTV Max and QBV make up the rest of the grid. They certainly are tier. Those are some great lap times. This is definitely turning into tier 1.5.
Well, it's tier 1 with assists enabled. That's basically it.
Yeah, more or less at this point. It is wet. Oh, why am I on the grid? Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh no. Oh no.
We have to reset.
You can just retire, right?
Yeah. But it is a wet race. You can see fully
Yeah.
wet. It does clear up toward the end, but you might see some light rain, perhaps. But I'm on the grid.
Well, if you sort of if you like,
I'll just bin it.
yeah.
I'll do a Sweeney.
Well, I mean, you could drive around for a lap and then put it in the pits.
No, I need to catch the race stop.
Oh no.
Oh.
Should we reset?
Oh, I can't bin it. What do you mean I can't bin it? Oh, I have to do a lap.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing. Well, go on,
So
guys. Talk us through some
commentate.
facts.
Alright. Let me just check your thing first. Okay, so it will dry up later on according to your race screen, but it will start out wet. So yeah, I think it's best if you just head around for a lap.
Unless I quit and rejoin.
No, because then your AI car will just go around constantly.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Just head around for a lap and pit, and I'll do my best to commentate on what's going on. It's no worries.
Oh, I won't overtake anybody. I'll just go around the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to I don't really want to reset because if it was a heavy wet race the whole way through, then we could have reset. But because the weather is going to change, then I'd rather not.
Yeah. Well, here at Tier 2 we like to do things differently, and I'm really showing you what it is like out on the circuit right now. As ISR Hartman does spin, you might be wondering why the hell SUMO in a Red Bull. But I'll have to go into the pits and retire in the pit lane. Oh, we do like drama here. Oh, I hope I don't miss too much from the start. That's going to be sucky.
Yeah, you'll be alright, I think. Yeah, just sort of go around for a slow lap and then retire. But we're coming up to the grid now. Wait, is that a Red Bull at the back? What's happened there?
I've been sent in by Helmut to take out a championship leader.
Yeah, Christian Horner's not going to be happy about that one.
Heavy rain will be staying with us for a while now, at least.
Alright, well, we're coming up to the grid. Harry Bix lining up on pole position with Madman alongside on the full wet tyres. It's due to get drier later, but at least for the first half of the race, it's going to be full wet conditions. So here we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we're off for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix in Tier 2. Harry Bix gets a good start. Madman gets a good one as well. Mitch gets an even better start. There's a lot of carnage going on in the midfield. There's a few wings off, but KTFO already gets a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Tinos. I'm not sure what happened there, but looks like the leaders are away pretty cleanly, but Harry Bix is under pressure from Madman. Drive-through penalty for Tinos, in fact. I'm not sure what's happened there, but yeah, Madman just behind Harry Bix. They're both heading through. They're just being careful on the throttle, of course. They both got good starts, but yeah, that second phase they both kind of struggled a bit, and Mitch had a look, but he couldn't quite make a move. But looks like everyone is off cleanly, apart from the ones who've got penalties. Harry Bix still leads the Grand Prix with Madman in P2, but Bumblebee is up to P7, Hartman up 5 positions to P8. TTV Max also up 5 positions, so some good starts up and down the grid, but VK all the way down to P17, so not ideal for him. Hopefully he can still finish the race, of course, but Harry Bix is building a gap already to Madman, over a second between them, as VK is now retired from the session, so another DNF by his name, unfortunately.
It's a shame.
yeah,
I wonder if we'll see a safety car.
Yeah, as we come through lap 1, it is Harry Bix who leads by 9/10 over Madman. It's just within a second. Of course, that doesn't matter in the wet, but you'll want to be as close as you can. Mitch is just a second behind as well in 3rd place. RJ is a little bit behind in 4th. He had a good start as well, up 4 positions for the reserve in the Williams. LB in P5 just behind. Sumo Gilligan gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But yeah, Hartman up to P8. Bumblebee trying to put Pommy Alex under pressure. He's up to P7. He wants to get up some positions after a poor qualifying and try not to lose too many points to Madman today. As, I think Sumo is back in the commentary box.
We are back in the commentary box indeed. You've got a first-hand look at what the conditions are like out there. Appalling. Not too dissimilar from what it's been like at the moment. In real life, actually. But we'll have a look. RJ leads a train from 4th place back here. We've got LB, Pommy Alex and Bumblebee right behind him. A great start from Bumblebee to get himself up into the mix. But RJ is going to be holding out from that for sure. And with overtaking being so difficult around this circuit, the drivers are really going to struggle with just DRS trains in general.
They are indeed, and well, not quite DRS trains, but definitely just trains.
Well, just trains of cars, yeah, I suppose, because there's only one DRS zone.
Yeah.
As Harry Bix has just got a real feel for these wet conditions and is running away with this.
Here comes LB going down the inside of RJ on the approach to turn 1. I don't think RJ is going to have much to say about that one. LB using his battery and getting past into P4. As now Bumblebee, who's gotten past Pommy Alex on the same straight, is going to be looking to chase after them as well. Of course, the man who started all the way down in P9, his race pace, he usually comes alive in the race, and even in a wet race, that is no different. He's up into P6 and looking to chase after his rival, Madman Ollie Oliver, who's just behind Harry Bix in P2.
Certainly so. That gap's come down a little bit. Ollie Oliver is trying to get himself up there. No DRS as rain. It's going to keep raining, so it's all pretty much level pegging. The great leveler of the rain really putting a spanner in the works for this Tier 2 championship.
It is
Mitch
indeed.
sets fast to Sector 2.
The two Ferraris having a bit of a battle down in P10 and 11 as Vardy makes a little mistake as Crozer is gone for a spin on the corner that we were talking about in qualifying, and he's going to be back behind QB now and limping his car back round the track again.
Horrible start to the race for Tinoz, the Italian driver. He's way down the order. Looks like the wet conditions getting the better of him.
Championship leader making a move on the reserve Williams driver of RJ Blair down the inside, and just yet again RJ don't really have much to say about that one. Bumblebee up into P5. It's a great performance to get himself back into the top 5 from the Alfa Romeo driver, looking to secure his championship. Not quite in this race, but at least not lose too many points to Madman as we come into the last couple of weeks of the season.
Certainly so. Quite the battle going on as drivers are filtering their way past RJ Blair at the moment. Pommy Alex will be the next to have a go at him if he gets the chance along the start-finish straight, as Krauser is in the pit lane. Probably some damage after that spin at Acquamillerane. But let's ride back on board with the leaders. Any change there? There's no real gaps here at the moment. Bumblebee close to the back of LB, so we're keeping on this battle for 4th place at the moment, as that is the closest battle on track. As they're coming down through turns 17 and 18, the Ravazza, I don't know if it's Ravazza 1, Ravazza 2, or just Ravazza, for that whole kind of little spot. But Bumblebee is going to be looking to try and set up a move on LB, is he? Both using their ERS to good effect. LB managing to hold him off. I don't think the slipstream is quite as powerful at the moment, but Bumblebee will have a look around the outside, but he's nowhere near making an overtake. Gonna get a sip of water.
Yeah, things have calmed down a bit now. Bumblebee just behind LB, and this is usually what happens in the wet. The gaps sort of spread out a bit more than usual as Vardy makes a mistake again and goes... I'm not sure what happened. I think he went into the gravel at turn 4. Has he got a front wing left? Yeah,
he's got a front wing. Yeah, he's still going round.
So, yeah, just a mistake from him. As he's back for just a couple of weeks, having a few races. It's great to see him racing in APPF1, even if it is just for a little while. One wing up into P11 as Hartmann gets the first track limits penalty of the race. Got a yellow flag.
That looks like a Mercedes has gone round.
Oh, it's Mitch.
Mitch is round at the Verate Alta chicane. Doesn't look like he's got any damage. He's managed to keep it going, but that is really going to affect him as Ollie Oliver is again closing that gap to his rival up ahead in 6/10 at the moment as they come down towards turn 2. And Ollie Oliver really looking to try and get this win, but Bumblebee up into P4 at the moment, so this will be a good result for Bumblebee. He's going to look to the outside of LB as they're going to go round side by side through there, and he's going to be forced off the circuit into the gravel with Bumblebee as they go through there. It's not the best place to try and make an overtake there, but it can be done.
RJ made a little mistake just behind, and Pommy Alex right behind him now, but yeah, Bumblebee, that spin from Mitch is going to be music to Bumblebee's ears, because every car ahead of him that spins out is another position gained, and he's only 2 behind his championship rival now. So Madman really does need to make a move on Harry Bix. He has to win this race to be able to close that gap as much as he can to Bumblebee. And as Harry Bix gets himself a 3-second time penalty, that job has just been made a lot easier.
It certainly has. All Madman needs to do is stay with him, but just before Harry Bix got that penalty, Ollie Oliver was right behind him. He was only 3/10, so he is quicker over the course of a race trim lap. Or as he gets a little bit sideways out of turn 18 there, but he's going to try and follow him down. He's closing that gap quite quickly at this stage. He might even go and look for a move. I think he is. He's got the slipstream. He's going to go round the outside. Harry Bix defends to the inside. They bang wheels as they go into turn 2 there. That was a little bit hairy from of a defence from Harry Bix there, but they managed to keep the cars going. But that was a little bit hairy.
Yeah, there was some Verstappen shenanigans going on there. Not to start a flame war in the comments of this video, but yeah, there was a little bit of forcing off the track there. I'm not sure if Harry Bix knew exactly where Madman was, but he's made another mistake, the McLaren driver, and Madman, can he have another go as Harry Bix changes to AI, luckily, for the Haas, and he's left the session. So that's made Madman's job a lot easier, but it's also going to mean that Bumblebee is up another position and onto the podium now.
Yeah, it certainly does. And it's going to be a shame for Harry Bix, as he's going to drop like a stone once the rest of the pack do catch up there. But Madman Ollie Oliver, importantly now, he's got clear air and he's able to just get his head down and try and just cement his place here in the race. From inside, it did look like either a 1 or a 2 stop. I think the drivers may go for a 1 stop, but that will be depending on when that weather does begin to change, as intermediate conditions did look like they could turn up around the halfway mark of the race.
Yeah, I think this will end up being a 2-stopper based on what it said on your screen just as you were lining up to the grid. As Bumblebee sets the fastest lap of the race, that's a great effort from the championship leader. But yeah, I think this will end up being a 2-stopper. I think they'll go on the inters and then end up going back onto the slicks again before the end. So yeah, we'll see how it happens. I am surprised to see, I'm not sure if VK retired on track or if he crashed, but
I think he crashed.
Everyone has kept it. Yeah, he might have done, but other than that, everyone has kept it very clean so far. Has something happened to RJ?
Yeah, I think Vardy made a little bit more of another little mistake through the first chicane there, as he's been trying to chase down one ring at the moment. 14 people in the on the stream so far. Hello everyone. Hope you are enjoying at the moment. The action is a bit a bit broken down at the moment, but I'm sure that with the changing conditions, we might start to see a bit more action at the moment. It's just people chasing for now as Mitch gets a little twitchy out of the Aquamilare chicane as he's coming now down to the Verratti Alta.
Yeah, I was watching that as well. Just got a little bit too much of the curb, but managed to save the car this time. Of course, I think, was it there he spun last time, or was it the chicane afterwards? I can't remember now. But he's coming up to Hartmann now. They've both got time penalties respectively. So Mitch trying to get himself back up the grid after his earlier spin.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's right on the back. He's closing quite quickly on the Alpine car. Hartmann going to defend to the inside. He's going to go and look for the move around the outside of turn 2. They're going to go side by side through the chicane, and Mitch just sweeps around the outside. A very clinical move from the Mercedes driver, and he's just going to try and run away and get onto the back of his teammate.
Yeah, I don't think Hartmann wanted to really fight that one too hard. He knows Mitch is fastest. He gets himself another 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. But yeah, I think he backed off of that one a bit, the man in the Alpine.
Yeah, I think so.
Bumblebee's still right behind LB.
Yeah, Bumblebee pushing this Aston Martin around this circuit at the moment, as Harry Bix has dropped all the way down to P11. So great qualifying, but lagging out of the session means that Harry Bix's race is sort of over unless he can get himself back in.
Yeah, it's a shame for the McLaren driver. He was doing pretty well, but yeah, it happens sometimes. It's just the nature of sim racing, really, unfortunately.
It's very true.
But yeah, as Vardy now gets past him as well, but Bumblebee still just not quite able to close the gap on LB. He's sort of, I think he's better than him in the first and second sectors, but when he comes onto this straight, he never seems to be close enough to make the move. And LB has also got a lot more battery in the tank, so yeah, Bumblebee's really been using that up.
Yeah, certainly so. LB, I think, knows he just needs to keep it consistent, as the ERS system can only help you so much in the wet conditions, as sometimes using it is very risky. That's a little bit of extra power there as Mitch gets past his teammate. I'm not sure whether that was team orders or a little mistake there. But Mitch is past. Looks like he's warming up those tyres a little bit. He looks a bit squirmy there on my screen, but Bumblebee is right behind LB once again. He's 3/10 as they run down to the Verratti Alta chicane now, as TTV Max gets a 3-second time penalty. They're going to funnel their way through, and Bumblebee looking to make a move. And is that a yellow flag in sector 2? It is, but it doesn't look like anything major as cars are still moving.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird one, as Tinols gets himself past Crozer, who's into the pits again by the looks of it. Yeah, he is. He's gone onto the inters. Crozer is the first one onto the intermediate tyres. So we'll have to monitor his progress and see if he starts setting fastest laps, then we're going to see other people into the pits. I think Crozer's taking a gamble being at the back of the grid anyway.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's going to get lapped by a lot of cars just now. He's lapped by the top 4. So
yeah, if there's a safety car, he's in trouble.
Big trouble, indeed. But it doesn't look any different from what I could tell. I'm riding on board with Crozer now. LB gets a 3-second time penalty, so that's going to help Bumblebee out a hell of a lot, isn't it? He looks a little bit tentative coming through Tosa there, and it looks like he's struggling for grip as Vardy has retired from the session. He's retired in the pit lane, it seems. I think Imola in the rain has got had enough of him, and he'll be hoping his lucky stars that the sprint race in Imola on Sunday isn't wet as well.
Yeah, I don't blame him. So, yeah, Bumblebee's dropped off LB now a little bit. Not sure quite what's happened, if it's just LB has put on the pace a little bit, but Yeah, Bumblebee's dropped off a bit. He's
Sorry
using
to
the
cut
ERS
you
as
off,
LB peels in.
Sorry to cut you off there, Ghost, but Hartman is right on the back of Pommy Alex at the moment. He tried to set up a move at the just before the Ravazza, but didn't get it going. And it looks like he might go for it along the main straight here. He's closing in on the Mercedes driver, but they're both using their ERS to try and defend this position. And I think Pommy Alex might just pull away with it, as LB has also come in for the intermediate tyres.
RJ Blair as well. We're starting to see cars coming in now, and I'm not sure if there was communication between Crozer and LB, the two to get your words together, the two Aston Martin teammates, but they're both on the inters now, so we'll have to monitor LB's progress. But that is Bumblebee into second, and the championship rivals in P1 and 2 right now. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. That's the Haas of...
That's Madman. It's Madman. He spun at the Ferrante Ultra, and Bumblebee's right up on him. He's going to get right into it. So there's a lot of the race at the moment just living up, as Bumblebee now within less than a second of his championship rival. This is really big. Are they going to come into the pit lanes perhaps as people are coming in on the intermediates? Because if there is communication, Crozer must have said, yeah, those inters are good, mate. Get in and on them.
I think we'll see Madman peel into the pits, will we?
No, he's going to stay out.
Stayed out, as has Bumblebee. They've both stayed out, so they've decided the inters aren't for them, as Pommy Alex and Monkey Mafia having a good battle as well. We haven't seen much of the newbie Monkey Mafia, but he's battling for P4 right now with the Mercedes. It's a close battle as Pommy Alex peels into the pits with his teammate. They're both going on to the inters. Will there be some double stacking here? Yes, there will. Will Pommy Alex suffer? No, he won't. The quicker double stacking fix in the latest patch has really helped out the Mercedes teammates there, as neither of them really lost any time there. But yeah, a lot of cars onto the inters now, as Bumblebee right behind his championship rival once again. Are they going to come in this lap?
We'll have to see. And LB and RJ getting the undercut there on their rivals, and it looks like the pace of them intermediate tyres is probably about the same as the wets right now, but I think we definitely are coming into that period of interchange.
Oh, as Bumblebee goes for a spin, he just about manages to keep it out the wall. What a save from the championship leader. Oh my word, I thought for sure he was heading straight into the wall there. Oh my goodness me. He's lost a bunch of time to his rival, but wow.
Ollie Oliver will be taking a big sigh of relief there, seeing Bumblebee go around, but managing to save it. I didn't quite catch that. I was watching some of the action a little further back. As LB gets past one wing. Oh, that was a little bit tight through that chicane there. I didn't quite see the full move, but that was quite an audacious send from LB.
As Crozer now sets the fastest lap on the inters, so surely we're going to see the top two come in this lap.
Here comes Monkey Mafia as he takes out the pit speed limit board. TTV Max has followed him in as LB now sits fastest lap.
I think the top two are going to suffer here. I think they've waited a bit too long. Bumblebee's going to be definitely behind LB. He might end up behind RJ and perhaps even Mitch as well, if he's not careful. Madman is also in danger of coming out behind LB. It's going to be very close. But yeah, those inters really coming into their own now, and I think we'll see them pit this lap.
It certainly is, and well, I'm going to have a look. Let's see what the detail is at the moment. If I look at the gap to the leader, so 20. I think LB could get himself into the lead of this race here. If those guys come in, this undercut really working for LB, as he's the pace of those intermediates is dropping, as that gap from between him and Hartman is just falling like a stone.
Absolutely. I think these two in front have waited a bit too long. Is Madman going to peel into the pits? Yes, he is. In he comes for the inters. Bumblebee's going to follow it. Bumblebee stays out.
Stays out. I think that's a big mistake from the championship leader there. I think that I think now is the time to come in for those tyres, as LB is on a charge and is right behind Hartman now.
Where's Madman going to come out? Here he goes onto the inters. Where is LB? He's on the straight now, and LB soars past the Haas driver into P2. And what is the provisional lead of this race now? as Madman might even, he's going to be behind One Wing and RJ as well, Madman. He's down in P5, so they've just waited too long. And RJ is going to lose out, not RJ, One Wing is going to lose out. The two Alfa Romeos have both stayed out on the wets. And I'm not sure what on earth they're doing. I think they're communicating, saying let's do the opposite to what everyone else is doing, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and this is one of those times where it's not going to work out.
RJ going up the inside of One Wing. Sorry to cut you off, Ghost. As One Wing's struggling on those wet tyres, so everybody else getting the call just right. But I think Alfa Romeo have made a huge mistake staying out that extra lap.
Yeah, I think they have indeed. The Alfa Romeos were looking to secure the Constructors' Championship this race from Haas in P2, but if this carries on, they might not, as Madman sends one, as One Wing is really struggling on those wets. Bumblebee finally into the pits, but it's going to cost him so much, as LB is coming around the final corner now. One Wing loses another spot, as he's going to have to come in as well. But yeah, disaster for the Alfa Romeos. Madman down to P4, and he's got a way to try and go back and catch LB for the lead of this race. But where is Bumblebee going to come out?
Let's see, on the left of the screen, we've got Bumblebee coming out. Madman will be on the left-hand side of the screen. He's just reaching the end of the pit lane, and there goes Madman Ollie Oliver. And Bumblebee dropped way down, even behind Mitch, who's got himself back into this race after a spin. And Pomiale and One Wing's coming now as well, who's going to drop like a stone as all of the intermediate runners get past him in the pit lane, apart from those who are currently a lap down.
I think the Alphas were trying to stick it out for when the rain stops entirely and it becomes dry, but that's, I mean, it's very, very rare that works, if ever. And yeah, they've really lost out there. Bumblebee now 5 seconds behind his championship rival, and 2 places as well, as Madman now looks for RJ Blair, just 7/10 behind, and LB is 9 seconds up the road. Does Madman have the pace to go on and win this race?
Hartman's also chasing down TTV Max down there for P8 at the moment, but we're watching this action, watching this battle for P2 as Ollie Oliver is on a little bit of a charge now. He's getting in the groove of those intermediate tyres, and he's going to be looking to make them work, but LB played the strategy to a T and is just gone. Aston Martin really getting themselves way back in it.
Absolutely, this could be LB's second win of the season if he can keep it together, but of course he does have that time penalty, and Madman sets the fastest lap as the track gets faster and faster. Here he comes. Is he going to make a move on RJ? Is he going to be able to? No, he's not. He's going to have to tuck behind and wait for a mistake from the Williams driver, but yeah, all the time he's losing time to LB while behind RJ, so he needs to get this move done as soon as he can. LB of course with that time penalty, but yeah, he's losing time all the time.
Well, we've seen a few moves down at the Ferrante Alta chicane, so Madman Ollie Oliver might be waiting to set up that move in that chicane of Sector 3, so he's pushing RJ Blair through Sector 2 at the moment as they go around the Piratella corner, and they come up now to Acqua Minerale, and it looks like RJ is trying to get that gap out as Madman has a little bit of a twitchy moment, so he's not going to get that move set up yet, but Mitch is now getting involved in this action as he gets himself on the back of Ollie Oliver, so Mitch could get involved in the championship fight as well. So RJ really holding up Madman here as he's desperate to try and get past.
Yeah, Mitch isn't quite out of the championship yet. He's still in P3, just behind the top 2 in the championship race. So if Madman and Bumblebee both have a bad race or crash or something like that, then Mitch could find himself back in the championship. But here comes Madman round the outside of RJ Blair. Can he make the move stick? He brakes very late, and that's a great move from the Haas driver into P2, who's going to now go and chasing after LB for the lead of the race.
Yeah, it looks like Ollie Oliver has got a fair bit of pace. I think he holds the fastest lap at the moment, which is 1:24. And it looks like Mitch might be trying to set up the move as well on RJ Blair, but he might have to wait the rest of the lap to do it unless he goes for a send into Ferrante Alta.
Yeah, he's going to lose time to Madman while stuck behind RJ, who's, to be fair, RJ's not exactly a sort of a slow back marker that's holding them up. He is sticking with them. He is sticking with Madman a little bit, but I think he is nonetheless just a little slower than these two, so they'll be looking to clear him as he makes a tiny little mistake there as Mitch goes for a spin!
There he goes, right around commentator's curse. That puts Bumblebee up into P4, so he'll be looking to try and get himself back into this race with his championship rival. But Mitch not losing out too much, but definitely a big mistake from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Madman up into P2 sets another fastest lap, 24.7. So Bumblebee, of course, that extra point could end up being crucial as well. Bumblebee has 3 fastest lap points over the course of this season. Madman has 0. So those fastest lap could end up being crucial. But Madman will be wanting to get that extra point today. He needs as many as he can to have the best chance of winning this championship as we go into the last race of the season next week.
Yeah, certainly so. It's going to be crucial. Ollie Oliver hoping that perhaps Bumblebee may even make a big mistake during the rest of this wet race at the moment. But Bumblebee has been a very consistent driver throughout the championship. And there's a reason why he leads it, as he's been managing to finish well up in the top 5 almost every single race he's participated in at the moment.
Not just almost, every single race.
Every single race, there we go then. Well, we don't know about Monza or this race yet.
Absolutely. As, of course, things could have been very, very different if he had ended up finding the wall earlier when he had that little moment in Sector 2. So that save, I'm sure he would have had his heart in his mouth at that moment. But right now, he's back on level terms with the track, and he's chasing after RJ to try and minimize the points deficit to Madman, as Madman is struggling to catch LB here. He's setting fastest laps, but he's not that much faster than the Aston Martin. He's not catching him very quickly. Of course, that time penalty that LB has is going to hamper him, but if Madman gets the strategy right as it transitions into dry, as well, I think it will transition into dry soon, but if/when it does, if he gets the strategy right after his blunder earlier onto the inters, then he might still be in with a shot of winning this race. But at the moment, LB is doing enough.
I think if this race is going to go dry, it will go down into dry within the dying laps of the race, and I think it might be one of those situations where you could stay out and you would be possibly doing the right thing, or if you come in, you could also be possibly doing the right thing. It would be one of those situations, I think, where the tyres will be somewhat equal, but the inters, of course, will just slowly fade away as the track does dry out. At the start of the race, it did look like it was going to dry out, so anything can happen at the moment.
It can indeed. Bumblebee is indeed catching RJ as Wongwing gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Alfa Romeo, as it stands, they would clinch the championship, the Constructors' Championship, from the likes of Haas, but that is if neither of them DNF.
I think QB has spun. He's spun out of turn 18 there.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's kept it out of the wall, so he's carried on, but that is a big spin for him.
Still in the race, that's the important thing. As Tinoz is catching right up to Crozer for P11 at the back there.
He certainly is. These guys way down the order at the moment. Very much lapped, as the field is very spread out right now. I was just having a look at the penalty situation. LB, of course, with 3 seconds, along with Mitch, Harry Bix and Wongwing. Hartman's got himself 11 seconds of penalties. TTV Max has got 6 seconds, and QBV has 8 seconds of time penalties thus far.
Yeah, that's the spin, I think, early on and sort of in the middle of the race for Crozer has cost him, and Tinoz as well, of course. struggling with that drive through that he received at the start of the race. I'm still not sure quite what happened now. I'm going to have to review that. But LB is catching up to lap them now. But Madman is really putting on the pace. Only 9 seconds back now, and he's set another fastest lap. As the track looks like it's drying out. Mitch now sets the fastest lap as well. So we could have a fastest lap battle on our hands as well, as looks like Tinoz has made way for the race leader.
Yeah, it certainly does. That track does it. That rain does look like it is easing off just a little bit there. It's not so easy to see riding on board. You can see it a little bit if we ride on board here with Bumblebee at the moment as he chases after RJ Blair. But Madman Ollie Oliver really just chipping away at that gap there. And that's what it's about really, especially in the wet. You can't really do too much to catch up, but if you can chip away at that gap and get yourself close enough later on in the race, you can really get yourself there. And Ollie Oliver's managing to do it. I think a win for him would be very good, a very good result. As RJ is just trying to hold on to that third place if he can.
Yeah, he really needs a win today, Madman. He needs to get as many points as he can over his championship rival. It would be his second win of the season. Bumblebee's also only had one win this season in Spain, where he completely dominated. But pretty much every race he's been up there in the top 5 and very consistent, whereas Madman's been a bit all over the place in some races. So that's why the championship is where it is, as Tinoz gets himself a time penalty as well. Bumblebee not quite close enough on this occasion to RJ.
No, not at the moment. He was closing up fairly quickly, but he didn't close up enough to make a move. Tinoz sitting on the back of Crozer at the moment. I'm just wondering whether it will go to dry conditions anytime soon. It's all a little bit slidey from Bumblebee there. He's really throwing that car around the circuit, really giving it everything he's got in the tank, as that gap now comes down to 8 seconds between Mitch and LB.
He really is. He's got great control over the car at the moment, Bumblebee. Despite the little moments, he's keeping it on track well. And he needs to get past this Williams as soon as he can, as Crozer gets himself another penalty. And gets past Tinoz.
As Tinoz gets past Crozer now, I think they had a little bit of a fight, as we were just talking about Bumblebee and his consistency at the moment. So Tinoz passed the Aston Martin. But I'm sure that Aston Martin may just come back at him at the moment. Only 5 drivers without a time penalty on circuit at the moment. This track proving to be quite difficult, as Bumblebee is pushing RJ Blair through the Ravazza as they come down to cross the line to begin their 24th lap of this circuit. As I don't think Bumblebee's going to be close enough, is he? No, not at all.
No, not quite. Not quite close enough. Madman sets another fastest lap, and he's now only 7.5 seconds behind LB, so that gap is coming down.
That's an Alfa Romeo off in sector 3. That's one wing around. He's got no wing. He did have one. He did have 2 rings, but he now does only have 1. So that's going to be a huge dampener on his race. Pardon the pun. As he will drop way down the order. That is a shame for him.
I think Alfa Romeo should still be safe for the championship, to secure the championship today, but they basically need to finish, they need to get only, well, the maximum number of points they can finish behind Haas today is 8. So as long as they do that, they will secure the title. And at the moment, I don't think there's really any danger of falling out of that window for them. As One Wing's into the pits, I'm interested to see... He's gone on to another set of the inters, so not risking the slicks just yet.
Ghost, I think the rain has stopped. The rain, no, not quite, but it's stopping. You can see those blue skies coming.
I can see... Ooh. Yeah, sorry, I can definitely see fewer raindrops, is what I was going to say.
Yeah, for a moment it looked like it stopped, but it's still going at the moment as Bumblebee is just right on the back of RJ Blair here, as he's really trying to get himself past. He's 1/10 as they come through the Villeneuve chicane and up towards Tosa.
Yeah, look how much time he's lost to Madman Ollie Oliver. 6.5 seconds is the gap between the two. So RJ could have an impact on the championship fight here. Of course, it's well within his right to try and go for a podium. It's not like he should just let them through as he now gets a 3-second time penalty. As Bumblebee nearly goes into the back of him, they've got to be careful there. He doesn't have to fight him too hard as now.
Oh, he's onside and he's spun!
Where's Mitch? There goes Mitch. Pommy Alex is 15 seconds down the road. Is he going to be able to make an overtake on the Alfa Romeo? I think he's a bit too far back. So Bumblebee all the way down into P5 now after the spin. But he's managed to avoid taking any damage, crucially, yet again. So Bumblebee just about getting away with that. But yeah, he's really struggling through that section of the track. That's the second big moment he's had there. And this one resulted in a full spin.
That is a big moment there for Bumblebee as he drops down a position. He was fighting them. He was trying to fight RJ when perhaps he didn't need to after he got that penalty there. But he wanted to get the move done and he wanted to get the position on track. And has now got to play catch up once again. And has got to try and catch Mitch up ahead. And with a drying track, I'm not sure we're going to see any pits for soft tyres. But there is a very slim chance that we do. We do still have about 7 laps of this race to navigate. And I'm not sure the Inters will be the final tyre. It's really hard to call, as it's easy to say. It's easier to say what the track is like when you're actually driving it than when you're watching the action itself.
I'm not seeing any raindrops coming from the sky. The track still looks pretty damp, but I'm not sure it's going to stay that way. There's still 6 laps to go of this race, and we're going to be going on the Inters all the way to the end here. Bumblebee 6.5 seconds behind Mitch. Mitch with that time penalty, is that only 3 seconds?
Pros is in. Pros is in.
Pros is in for the slicks, I assume, so he's the first one to bite. One wing had to pit, of course, with that damage just a lap ago, and he's gone on to another set of the Inters. He might have to pit again as Crozer goes onto the soft tyres, so it might be worth riding on board with him as Bumblebee now sets the fastest lap. That shows that the track is definitely drying. As Madman's now only 5.5 seconds behind LB. He's chipping away at that gap, and he really needs this race win today, as he's seeing Bumblebee have a few moments. He's still in the top 5, to be fair to him, despite that spin, but yeah, this is a perfect moment for Madman to take advantage and perhaps gain 5 points on his championship rival today, which will bring it down to 6.
Guys, I think Krauser might have just jumped the gun a little bit too early. It doesn't look like there's a lot of grip out there at the moment. He looked a bit shaky coming out of the pit lane as I was watching, as he gets a bit shaky again coming up toward Tosa now. So he might have just gone a lap or two too early. But I think we're not far from the time to come in for softs.
Yeah, it's not far away at all. I think, yeah, he might as well take a gamble. I think is his philosophy there. He was already at the back anyway, so he thought, right, I'm gonna give it a go. As one wing gets past Tinoz, who also comes into the pits, so he's coming in for slicks as well. When are the front runners going to gamble? I think they're going to have to come in before the end, surely. It's drying up. It dries up so much quicker than you expect sometimes. I learned that in Singapore in Tier 1 Season 2.
Krauser spun in Sector 3 there.
Yeah.
He's kept it out of the wall, but there's definitely a lack of grip out on track. Maybe Tinoz can find it, as he's now out on his fresh soft tyres. But yeah, the track has definitely stopped raining. There's a few little drops, but I don't think it's...
Oh, Bumblebee nearly goes for another spin. Sorry to cut you off. Oh my goodness me. Out of the hairpin, he had a huge moment and somehow managed to save the car. God, Bumblebee, how he has not ended up in the wall this race is an absolute miracle. As he nearly goes for another spin. Oh my word.
Bumblebee really pushing the limits of the track at the moment. He's on a recovery drive to try and get something a little bit more out of this, as Ollie Oliver is now 4.1 seconds behind LB, who's in the lead of this race.
Yeah, Madman only needs to be within 3. There's 4 laps to go, or is it less than that? No, 4 laps to go. So yeah, Madman looking like he can secure this win, but are they going to have to come in for softs before the end? This is fascinating end to this race.
It certainly is. I think the rain now has well and truly backed off, so the track is going to be drying up. I think this is going to come down to a case of feeling, I think. A lot of some drivers may come in and some drivers may think, well, there's only few laps to go, so intermediates may not be the right... switching off the intermediates may not be the right call, as they would lose more than they would seek to gain from coming into the pit lane, I think.
They certainly seeing some parallels between right now and the real race in Russia in Formula 1 earlier this season. It's of course the opposite. It's wet to dry instead of dry to wet, but it's similar in that the conditions are changing right at the end, and do you come in or do you not come in? And if you make the wrong decision, it could end up destroying your race. Those are the stakes.
Yeah, certainly are. Hartmann right on the back of TTV Max at the moment, trying to make up a position, get himself into P8 as he gets another 3-second time penalty. So perhaps not quite that position now, as only 4 drivers are free of penalties. As Bumblebee sets fastest lap once again. So intermediate still the fastest tyre as far as the timing sheets are concerned.
Yeah, Madman's fastest lap is just under a 10th slower than Bumblebee's fastest lap. So if this championship comes down to 1 point, that could be what does it.
Certainly so. I think Hartmann's setting up a move on TTV Max. Let's jump on board. Let's see if he can go for it. No, Max neither driver using ERS. Max just got a little bit more straight line speed than the Alpine. So he's going to have to sit there behind the Ferrari for a little bit longer.
Breaking news, Sumo. Madman is within 3 seconds of LB.
He certainly is, as he laps his teammate there, coming down to Ravazza. But more importantly, Madman has only about 13-14% of ERS, where LB has 60% or around there. So I think LB is now deploying a lot of that ERS as well. So Madman really got to try and work hard to get past LB. But LB actually does have that time penalty, so
yeah,
Madman's only got to stay within 3 seconds of him, as there's a yellow flag. I think that's Krauser off again as he comes out the last corner there. That lack of grip really showing now, as we've only got 2 laps to go in this race.
This is definitely an ERS war. LB's pulled out the gap a bit more with using that ERS on the straights, but in the corners Madman is catching him. But is it going to be enough? It's 3.2, 3.1, and we've also got a battle for the podium as Mitch is right on the back of RJ as we come into, approaching the final lap of this race. And Madman, by the way, his last lap was another 24.1, so the fastest lap is a 24.0 from Bumblebee, so he just needs to find another 10th, and he is a 10th up on his previous best. Can he set the fastest lap? He needs that extra point. It could be crucial in the context of the championship. 3.1 is the gap as we come onto the final lap of this race, with LB leading 3.0, 3.0, 2.9 maybe. Yes, there we go, 2.9, 3.0 again. It's going to be so close.
Here goes Mitch. Mitch and RJ looking to go side by side down to Ravazza, but Mitch just peeling back behind him. He's going to go up the inside of turn 17 as they're going to come around the final couple corners. Mitch looking to try and get his way past the Williams, but the Williams really defending well. Neither have got much ERS left to play with, and it looks like Mitch is going to have to continue to sit behind RJ Blair as they continue to battle each other for that spot on the podium.
Oh my gosh. Hang on a second. Oh my goodness me. Madman just set a 24.003 for the fastest lap. Bumblebee just did a 24.008. That extra point is going right down to the wire. It's 3.3, the gap between LB and Madman. 3.3, is it going to go down any more? It's not at the moment. LB is doing just enough. That ERS that he saved might just have saved his race, but it's going to be so close as we go into the last sector of the race. Mitch just behind RJ as well, fighting for the podium. 3.2, 3.1, he took the chicane better, 3.0. It's going to be so close between the two as they come in. Mitch as well battling with RJ, he's right behind him. I'm not sure what to follow.
I'm not sure,
The line.
It's 3 seconds exactly at the moment, but I think LB's going to come across the line. I think Ant-Man's going to lose out, perhaps, is he? He's going to cross the line.
0.02.
Oh, very close between them.
Mitch has spun.
No, Mitch spins. Bumblebee's now promoted to P4. Mitch has no front wing, but I think he's going to keep P5, and RJ, through thick and thin, defends that P3 and gets the podium. Well done to the American driver, who is a reserve for tonight. He fought hard for that podium. Bumblebee comes across the line for P3. Mitch crawls it back across the line, and there's DRS, so there's the turnover point. So literally, as the race ends, it's dry conditions as far as the race is concerned. But that's going to be Mitch P5. Pommy Alex is going to come across the line now to take P6. Monkey Mafia is going to come and take P7 with TTV Max just behind. For P8, is he? Yes, he is. ISR Hartman's got 17 seconds of penalties, so we might have to just wait and see the race results there at the end. But LB has done an amazing job today to really use the strategy. Well done to TTV Max for getting driver of the day. Good job from him. But LB played the strategy to perfection today and has earned that place on the top of the podium to take his second win in Tier 2. And I'm sure he'll be celebrating that one.
Yeah, that strategical blunder from Madman on the change to Inters has cost him the race win by 0.024 seconds. He did manage to get the fastest lap by 0.005 of a second over his championship rival Bumblebee, so he will gain 3 points on his championship rival today, bringing the gap down to 8 as we enter the last race of the season next week.
Wow, LB really showing us some skills out there, especially with that strategy. Aston Martin played that to a T, so he takes the win for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, otherwise known as Imola. Madman Ollie Oliver finishes second, a good drive from him. He also claims fastest lap, so that's going to be 20 points for the championship contender. RJ Blair defends that podium position that he was sat in, and he takes up the final spot in the top 3. Bumblebee and Mitch make up the rest of the top 5. Pommy Alex, Monkey Mafia, TTV Max and ISR Hartman and One Wing make up the rest of the top 10. Tinoz, QB, Krauser and Harry Bix make up the rest of the finishers. And Vardy and VKTFO are the unfortunate drivers who did not make it to the end.
I can confirm Alfa Romeo have won the Tier 2 Constructors' Championship for Season 2.
Well done, Alfa Romeo. They've won the championship. That is Season 1 goes to Ferrari, but Season 2 to Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo saw success in Tier 1, and they've managed to see success again here in Tier 2. So well done to One Wing and Bumblebee for winning the Constructors' Championship. But the Drivers' Championship is going to go down to the last race. It's going to happen on the 14th of December, so do tune in on Tuesday night for Tier 2 as we go to Monza for the final race, the second visit to Italy and the final race of the season. What a place to go for a last championship showdown between Madman Ollie Oliver, Bumblebee and even Mitch as well, although I think he may have fallen far back after that spin. I'm not too sure. I don't do the numbers, I just do the commentary.
Yeah, Mitch is out of the championship contention, so it's just between Bumblebee and Madman next week for the Drivers' Championship. 8 points between them pre-stewards. Bumblebee has not yet had a race in this season that would lose him 8 points on anyone. But last race of the season, tensions will run high. You never know what could happen.
No, certainly not. It's going to be an interesting one, and it's going to all play out same time next week, and I'm excited for it. we were a little bit robbed of a championship fight in the last race of season 1, as Jacko couldn't make it. But we're going to have one, hopefully, on track all the way down to the very last lap of the very last race. I'm just chatting shit and rambling on here at the moment. I'm pretty sure I've said this like 12 times. So I think we're going to wrap the session up there. So next week, of course, Monza. So please do make sure that you have liked the video and that you subscribe so you do not miss the season finale, as it is going to be an incredible one as we watch Ollie Oliver and Bumblebee fight it out for Tier 2 glory in the Drivers' Championship. Oh, excuse me. And I was going to say something else. Yes, I was. And please do make sure you go check out our sponsor as well, Positive Perception Media Design Products, as they do some awesome stuff with GT liveries over on their Instagram. So please, 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 please do go over there and check them out, as I'm sure the support would be appreciated. As well, go and support the rest of our APPF1 affiliates. Of course, APPF1's founder, AP, over on his channel. Go support our fellow commentators, One Wing and Zach Sweeney, as well as, I think we've got Jack Taylor and I can't remember Tom. I can't remember his second name.
Tom
I can't
Cairns.
even pronounce it. There you go, Tom Cairns. As they're all great commentators, and they have provided some entertainment for APPF1 for a long while, as well as the rest of our APPF1 affiliates. Please do go check those out, as I'm sure they would appreciate the support as much as I. But anyway, that is gonna do us. I am Sumo. I have been Sumo.
I've been Ghost.
We will see you next week for the championship finale. You don't want to miss it. See you later, guys. Bye bye.